getting everything started. Okay. Just gonna check the audio 1 second.
Hey guys.
Cool. Alrighty. How are we all today? That's some crazy news on Aussie. That's what I was hoping for. So I caught Aussie US, caught the long, and caught the Aussie yen as well. Not the whole move, but a good part of it. That was yeah. Fundamentally, that was an easy, not an easy one, but it made a lot of sense. Someone talk? Because I can't hear anyone. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Oh, that's why. Sorry guys, good morning. I was muted. Trying to figure out why no one's saying anything.
Morning, mate.
How are you?
Good, buddy.
Sorry, I was just...
That's why you cursed. We kept on going up and down. You were explaining something.
Yeah, and I was testing the audio and checking things and alrighty, so crazy news on Aussie. So I got Aussie yen longs and Aussie US longs. Remember me talking about it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
It happened. They raised interest rates. Aussie went poof. So that's that was good. Well, I mean, it's going to put more pain on a lot of people that with mortgages and things. So that's unfortunate. But in terms of like just for fundamental reasons, going along with it, it was good. So with interest rates back in focus this week, I'm focused on German 40, of course, today, and I'm looking for a sell-off. I'm hoping we get a sell-off, but we've got a lot of volume pent up over the weekend, long weekend. So are we having that sell-off today, or is that sell-off going to be tomorrow? So it's going to be a tricky situation here, but my bias is sells, maybe rightly or wrongly, but I'm looking for sells here. So let me just put in some points of interest. Something interesting happened yesterday. Apparently, some people own the blue and red candles.
What?
Well, I'll explain more later. I thought this is default. But now I'm thinking maybe it's green. I can't remember, man. I thought this is just the normal white background. I don't think I actually can't remember changing it, but so long ago. Changed it literally years ago. Come on, why's this doing this? Come on. Oh, it's been a spastic. Gosh, I'm a spastic this morning. Gotta touch this line. There we are. Man, you know what? I had the whole weekend to myself. My partner was she was on a girls trip, and so I picked her up from had to drive down. Like there's someone jumped in front of a train yesterday, so all the trains shut down. So I had to go get her from not all the way to London, but close enough. And she stayed somewhere quite noisy in the apartment that they hired altogether had like, you know, in the center of London. And it was near it was just noisy for her, so like street noise and stuff. Nice apartment, but just noisy. So she couldn't sleep that well. And last night, she was bloody dreaming about something, I think, but her foot kept on kicking and twitching, and it kept on making me up. I had to tell her, like I was like literally on the end of the bed, trying to get away from this foot, and she just taking the whole bed. So I told her, I just said, you know, woke her up and said, stop it, I need to get up early. And she was like, what's going on? And then she's grumpy now because I woke her up.
Sign of things to come, big fella.
Why is this struggling to do this, man? Keep on pushing the wrong button. Maybe I shouldn't be trading today. Maybe this is the test. If I can't get lines on the chart, maybe I shouldn't be trading. German 40 D1 liquidity. Yeah, we'll have a look at the D1 high time frame.
Yeah.
Finally got these lines going. Alrighty. I'm glad there was no explosive moves. Oh wait, it's not even Friday, is it? It's Thursday. Because there is no Friday. Oh no, it was just, oh my gosh. There's no Monday. Sorry guys. Being a retard. Okay, we're good to go now. Alright, let's have a look. Daily. So price is at 15,944. Yeah, so there's a POR here. There's this big one up here. D1 on 13th. This one, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. That's what these little lines are. I already flagged these areas. That's the New York high from the 13 Jan. Why is this? I need to remember if this was the midpoint or if I had dropped down to the lower time frame. Let's just have a look, because I've had this one here for a long time. So let's just look at 13 Jan a little bit closer, because all these are buy to sell moves potentially. So 13 Jan, let's go 4 hour. There's this guy, so it must be the midpoint of that wick. 1 hour. No wick here on this candle, no wick here on this candle, but we're almost at that level. 30 minutes. Yeah, a couple little rejections. So on the So did we reject off this one already? I think we have. Anyway, double tops and stuff like that. So daily, I'm just going to measure this wick because it's not, from my eye, it doesn't look like it's quite 50%. Looks like I've done it lower. So I'm going to mark the 50% as well. Cool. All right, so all these are my POIs above lines. Friday closed as quite a strong rejection from the downside. Like I was looking for this sell-off. I was looking for that sell-off, and we got that sell-off, and then we had a massive response to it. So I wonder if this is like, you know, that there is a lot where you get these bullish rallies in a bear market, and these are the ones that get you trapped, thinking that the market's bullish and we keep on going up now, and everything's optimistic and rosy and whatnot, and it gets you trapped for a sell-off. Now, why I'm thinking a sell-off is it may still keep on going up. That's the thing, because we are in a very strong uptrend. So very strong uptrend, longer term. Can't deny that. If I went and stood at the back of my room and said, where's price going? You'd have to say it's going up. But I just can't get around that. If I go to these higher time frames, looking at all of this stuff, did I do that right or did I mess that up? Okay. Looking at all of this stuff, where interest rates now just gone up in Australia again. Okay, and there's more tightening to come. Now, why are we near all-time highs? Almost at all-time highs. I know Australia is not Europe for interest rates, but interest rates is back in focus this week. We've got a very heavy week with news, especially tomorrow with FOMC. What else is today? Today we've got jolt openings. Philip Lowe speaking very late in Australia, 9:20 p.m. Gosh, this is late. New Zealand, we're going to have unemployment change, but for tomorrow, which is going to affect everything, is this guy, FOMC. So when this is going to shake everything. So are we going to see a push up and then sell off to like squeeze the last little bit of profit out before they sell off? Euro is then when we have the ECB interest rates, which they're expected to hike as well. So are we just trying to push up and get the best price possible before that sell off? And I'm going to be a very, very hesitant buyer, and I could be missing opportunities. If price action, if you're not worried about fundamentals or anything like that and technicals, it's giving you your indication to go long, sure, take it. Just, trade your setup. You know how much you're going to risk. You know how much you're standing to lose if it doesn't play out. I feel, for me personally, based on the fundamentals, I'd prefer to be shorting. But even if I'm shorting, the way that price has really rallied every time there's been a move up, I'm going to secure profits on those shorts. I'm not going to leave them going forever, because it's very difficult. It seems to be very difficult to bloody short this market, because you get these short in a market, whether it's gold, whether it's German 40, moves like this. It's just bloody hard to get these moves that just you can hold and hold and hold, because you get these constant, corrections by the bullish greed in the stock market. Buying is less aggressive, but selling is hard. Selling's hard to hold. So either way, still going to manage profits and whatnot. So I'd like to see for 15 minutes when we do get the German opens now. This is the first candle. I really didn't want to see a strong candle like this. This is kind of what I really didn't want to see, because if this is the case, there's two different things happening. You need to do your analysis. Okay, number one, the order of things. You do your analysis. Number two, you need price to set up. And a lot of people mistake setups for entries. But there's two distinct things. Three, you need your entry. So you can have a setup, but you can't find an entry. Or sometimes the setup is your entry. But these are two different things. Okay. So one, I've done my analysis and I'm holding on to my bias. You can have two biases, but it's a little bit easier to have one bias that you stick with and then look for setups. Okay, so at the moment, this is setting up for a buy. And my bias is actually down. My entry, if it was setting up for a buy, would be if I had room above it. And then price action, I can either do a breakout trade, or I can wait for it to make a high, create a low, and then retest that high. 8 times out of 10, it'll retest that high. The price is not setting up for a short. If it pushed up and I saw resistance formed, and then I think that it's hit one of these areas, and now it's a good chance of retracing, then I can say, well, price is setting up, but maybe I need to wait for resistance to form or something like that. At the moment, if I just took a sell when price is pushing up, it's a bit of a cowboy style entry. So I don't really have an entry yet. I don't even have my setup for my short, which is in line with my bias. So at the moment, there's not much for me to do. If I was looking to take, I mean, they're so early, that little fake out, but little dojis here, the inside candles, no wick on this bottom candle, little doji high has been taken. It'd be nice to take Asian high, take Friday's New York high, and start tapping into these points of interest above. If it does start doing that, then I'm going to say price is setting up for my sell. Well, for me to take a counter trend sell to what the trend is doing. But I've thought it's difficult with German 40 when this move happens. So sometimes it happens in this little yellow bit. Yellow bit is the actual German, like the 2-hour window of Europe, 6 to 8 a.m. UK time. And then once 8 a.m. starts, then London joins the party. Sometimes we see these explosive moves in this yellow bit. But it doesn't look like the case. I mean, it hasn't really for a while, but if I go back far enough, you'll see. And that's when I'm like disappointed that I didn't get up early enough. But then I get up early and then it doesn't move. Anyway, so I'm looking for something in this pink bit, which is going to be the London Open starting. So ideally, I get a move like this one, this one, this one, like the first candle. Notice how not this one, but the first candle on these other three, precisely this one, and this one. Have all done a wick up higher and then above Asian high, grab liquidity, and then sold off. So I'm going to go with that. That's my idea. I'm going to go with that. That's my plan. But notice those three. Actually, let me bring this back up. Notice these three. They didn't have such a bullish candle beforehand. And that's what I'm a little bit concerned about, having a strong bullish candle. Because to me, I would, if I had a long in bias, I'd be taking a break on the buy, taking a break of the high, looking to take profit probably here. Maybe it'll come back. Maybe I'll bounce off this, and it'll do this, and I could have like maybe scaled in if my bias was long. If you do have that bias long, then maybe that is an idea. But I've got to. I'm waiting for something. I'd prefer to take a loss trying to short because I stuck with my bias. Then flipping my bias, I'm not having a bias, and then just taking a trade without thinking about it. What's gold doing? Gold is doing nothing. Quite like that little move from here. I did have a pen in order for the news from around this 81 area. This is the 4-hour wick. It came down to the midpoint of the wick, and then we finally found that move, 50-pip move. But by that stage, 8 o'clock, too late. I was already well gone. So we've got 7 minutes. Let's look at keep bigger picture focus. 1 hour. 1 hour is looking like a pretty strong candle, man. Why? 30 minute. Let's go 15 top right. I'm not really worried about the 1 minutes here. So either going to use my session markers or my points of interest or zones of interest that I've got and sell off, or it's going to explode up. It's got to go up or down. So either way, which is going to do up or down. So you got 2 options. It's called the what do you guys reckon? What are you thinking? H1 liquidity grab to continue up. You think so? Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Doji liquidity candle. Were you going to say something, Glenn? Was it you?
Yeah, no, I agree, mate. Initial push up, especially with that Europe's pushed down to below the Asian low, and now it's taken high. So it's already taken liquidity from both.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking up first.
Yeah, I mean, I could be just overthinking it, and this is just telling you to keep on going long. But I'm always just like this is. I know it's a common problem. People get stuck into recency bias, and it's like we've seen a big move up, so they think it's going to keep on going up. And it could be going up to an area to go off, to come down. But the way this is, like, literally the way that this is going, I wouldn't be surprised for a 1-to-1 push up. Because it's building, you know, that's where the Europe volume was. They sold to buy. So if London's thinking the same, 2 powers combined, little tiny wick breaking the high can get a 1-to-1 push up. So I can see buys here for sure.
I think the buy's already happened though. I think it's sold off to buy to get to this point, and then I think it needs to get some liquidity to push down to grab some more sellers.
Yeah, and that could be these points of interest up here. Maybe it's not the New York high from last Friday. Obviously not the Asian high, because it's already taken it. So, are you going to go long, Terry? You don't have a setup yet. The price isn't set up yet. Okay. What are you looking for exactly? Like, can you visualize what you're looking for?
I don't have anything yet, but like what I normally do and what I find works for me is definitely looking at the liquidity candles
Yeah.
and the retest of either the base of the liquidity candle or the 50%.
Yeah.
Like for me, that seems to be the thing that my eyes see, and I can get good like win ratios from. So yeah, like on the 1 hour there, if it came down to retest, like if you look at when I look at the charts, I just see it happen over and over again.
Yeah.
But like right now, it's just in a tight range, so it may not be the best entry.
Yeah, I mean, this makes a lot of sense. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Take a loss on something that you see a lot. That's keep risk low so it doesn't affect you. But if that's the case, and you see it so often, and it's happening now, then yeah, it's a good trade to take because you're following the plan.
Yeah. There's another liquidity there on the 1 hour, on the way up.
Down here, yeah.
Yeah.
From Friday.
Oh yeah, I've already got that on my chart.
Yeah, it's going. It's
already pushed. I think you're right, mate. I think it's going to hit a liquidity pool and then drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not far to the January 13th daily liquidity candle.
Yeah, not far at all. And what I could do is, like, this could be a very viable just breakout trade that takes matter of minutes. Takes a matter of minutes, and you get your trade, call it, take your profit, done. And that's and then you literally could, if that's the setup that you look for each time, just that's it, man. That's your day done, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I have that sometimes. I do the trade, it comes off in 10 minutes, and I walk away.
Yeah. So it's retesting. So done a double top now.
So here you could look for like my entry would be it would have to come back to either the candle body and maybe go down to the 1 minute and see what it's doing at that area, because sometimes it gives you another sort of liquidity candle on the 1 minute to suggest that we're going back up again, or wait till it gets to the 50%.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it sounds like you got it. You know what you're looking for. You're just waiting for it to play out.
Yeah. It's amazing how much information you get on the 1 minute.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is the open now. So where are we going? Come on. So this is it's touching the open now. Almost. There we go. There's the open.
Here's always a lot of volume right here.
Yeah. So are we just doing a retest? 50% of the Asian range, pulling liquidity, and now pushing up again. Looks like it at the moment. Or are we going downtown? And that was a buy to sell.
I don't think I've ever seen this. I'm not sure. How rare is it to have a liquidity candle on an hour, so higher time frame, and then the next candle just bust straight through that?
Oh, it happens.
It does?
But it's less probable. I've seen it happen, yeah. But it's less probable. Okay.
50% of Europe.
So we're just pulling liquidity here, or we're pushing under? Looking to push down to this one. So just retesting the base of the 30-minute candle. This is the base of the 30-minute. So from this red candle, these three red candles, 2 blue candles, 1 red candle. That's the that's the first 30 minutes of the Euro Open. This is the second.
Yep.
Now this is London, maybe doing sell to get a better price, retesting 50%. Now, are we going to break the high?
Yeah.
We can like it.
That's just a 5-minute imbalance.
There we go. Pushing up.
Yeah.
You got the entry?
This will be the quick move though.
I haven't got the entry, no. I'm looking, my bias is down.
Based upon previous daily, it's look like we want to push to the upside.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like there's definitely a buy, but I was waiting for a price to sell it with my bias. My bias is not to the upside, based on fundamentals. But technicals is looking up. How are you, mate?
Good, good.
That's good.
So that's done the same size move as Europe did.
So I'm waiting if we can break this low now, then I'll go in for a sell. Rightly or wrongly, but it's mainly what I'm anticipating is something. If it starts flipping and breaking, I'm anticipating this to happen again, and then I'm looking to correct this move. Take profit. First take profit will be here, and then I'll try hold and see if I can get all the way down, just based on fundamentals. But I can see why we've still got a day before FOMC, so maybe we just keep on pushing up before the sell-off tomorrow. So I'm set at the start. I might be a day early with my bias, but that's all good. Did you take it, actually, or you just keeping discipline?
No. No trading in London session.
Yeah.
Only NY.
Did you take that, Terry, long?
No, that was way too quick for me.
Oh, I see. You need to
I didn't see any.
One-click trading, mate.
Yeah, that's look like a V.
The owl looks nice. Just pushed up,
Yeah,
looked down, pushed up. Yeah.
It's difficult on the volume open as well. Like it just moves so quick.
It does.
Yeah, 5-minute also looking good. Like this is like a retest to this area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we left this doji, but maybe probably pushing to the upside and then maybe come back further later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks good.
And this is what I was saying. Like, when you get a candle like this, then you can often get a 1-to-1 above it before it sells off. I'm waiting to see if I can get a high entry. I don't really want to take a cowboy entry. Or do I?
You don't think it's going to get up to that liquidity just above there?
It could, yeah. That's what's holding me back. I think what I'm going to wait for me to jump in for this, I want to see basically clean candle, something pushing up, close below, wick up, take a sell down, and I'll have a go at that one. So something like this.
it can be frustrating sometimes when you have your liquidity zones and it just doesn't quite get there and then turns around.
Yeah, exactly. Could be different
Does
data feeds as well.
That was gold for me yesterday, mate.
Oh yeah.
Missed my entry zone by 10 pips and then just took off.
Mm.
Oh, that was London Open, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The London lows.
Oh,
What are we at
Europe, I
gold
think.
now? Are we moving? Nah, just stuck, man. Gold shit in the London session lately.
Oh, it's having a bit of a pullback now. I've been in for a few hours.
Yeah, well, it's 40 pips for since yesterday, basically.
Okay.
It's just freaking.
Can I go to the daily on gold?
Yep.
So on daily, we yesterday just kind of retested this thing.
Yep.
We just taken out that high. So probably we will going to push to the downside because this is a liquidity now, this thing.
Yeah.
Because we took out the upside liquidity. This doji, all two are taken out. So probably a small pullback in London session and NY session is a continuation to the downside. So here this can be a target, and main target can be you can go till here. So usually like when price is pushing to the upside, we create a higher low like this, and before that we are generate liquidity like this, and once the liquidity is swept, then again we start pushing. So same thing like a move, we started move here. After that we push to the upside, we generated liquidity. Now this is the whole liquidity. The price can push downside in this area to again start moving to the upside, because people think that retail trader, they think once we close below we are going to the downside, so they consider as a sell opportunity here just below this area. And once price reach into this area, price again start moving to the upside. This is just a possibility. Obviously you are not taking entry right away once price reach here. You need bullish momentum on this area.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, looking forward to gold this afternoon. Let me hide some of these little things. Tapped into it. All right. Okay, come on. German. So beautiful move up. Gosh. I wish I was more flexible in flipping bias easy, but I know I struggle to flip bias so quickly. Sometimes if it's super clear, like it was fundamentally, I just couldn't get around it. Can't get around that move, but I hope people that did take those buys. Yeah, that's what I mean. You get it. It's an easy 1-to-1. When the volume's there, it's easy 1-to-1 to the upside. You didn't take it though. Yeah. I'm looking. The more it goes up, actually, the easier it is for me to get into a sell. Because we know German corrects a lot. So, pretty sure there'll be a setup soon. Just going to look for... I might even just... I wonder if I could just do a sell with a wide stop loss and just do a retail style. Okay.
Gold's just dumping.
Oh yeah. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give this one a shot.
Ooh. What's it doing?
Gold. Does only move 10 pips?
Just yeah, just moved super quick. That was all in.
In a second.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good sign. When it moves like that later on, it'll come back to this area.
Take it, Glenn.
Yeah, mate.
What are you gonna make?
I've entered a sell, by the way, on
Yeah,
German.
I should have off the double top, but it was counter to my bias.
I'm gonna go a bit of a wider stop loss on this one.
I think price should not be breaking this thing. It's simply just pushing to that, at least you can get till here. And then probably the move where we started here.
Yeah. Just want to get under this blue box, this blue rectangle. Alrighty. We're in business. Up 1-1, nearly. Up 24 pips. Now let's sell off. Get back under New York high. So from a daily perspective, it'd be nice if we're doing a fake out above this wick. It's coming back on me a little bit now. Just 20. Oh no. Yep. Let's live on here. It's more exciting on the 1 minutes. Ah, oh, damn it. I saw this little push down. It spiked 34 pips. Oh, why aren't you closing under? Come on. Someone talking? Mateo, you trying to say something? He's very quiet.
I just don't know
You trying to say something to us, or are you talking on the phone?
Sounds like he's on the phone, mate.
Oh, I've just muted him. Cool. All right. Come on. Don't come back. This is what I was wanting. That kind of sucks it didn't take that. Because if it's just creating higher support, it should retest the high. Gold was annoying yesterday. Getting, like, based on the 15 minutes, this is the move I'm looking for now. Sorry, guys. Coffee's just stuck in my throat. This is the move I'm looking for German. Something similar. But with gold, man, I wish I just capitalized on that. Didn't get stuck on the lower time frames. Taking that sell. The robot was good last night. So the robot last night took Aussie yen. Pushed all the way up. that was amazing. Took Aussie yen, took CAD yen from the 20, just for 20 pips. No, sorry, 25 pips. It was. So took it here. Aussie yen, CAD yen, Kiwi yen didn't trigger. I didn't get the Kiwi. I took it off the purple, but the blue worked out. And then US yen worked out well from the blue. So for 20, some my other computer that just stays on. So I think it was 30 or 25 pips. But woke up all greens. Oh, one was a break even first and then a green. I think it was this one. It took it, had it set so I'll accept one break even first, and then if it so it pushed up 15 pips, moved to break even, came back, stopped me out, re-entered again, and then it finally went. So pretty happy. The previous day I wasn't very good with it. Okay, so this is interesting. Couple of little dojis forming now. Pushing down. Break these lows.
And once price is leaving this area, you should be break even. Because why price again coming back upside?
Yeah.
Any reason for to come back? Also, we have attempted a few candle here, so it makes a lot of sense. Price should not be closing above that area.
It's looking good. Ivan, dinner time, was it? Damn it. Yeah, I got it. Is anyone else in the sell? The buy made sense, and then the sell. I couldn't take that buy. Gonna give it a little bit of support coming up.
Make sure take some partially around this area.
Yeah.
Like on 5.
Yeah, it often because of this candle.
On 5 minute. Because we are still bullish, we are not bearish. So price may bounce from this area to again pushing to the upside. Because this is the initial move, like Euro or London Open.
Yeah, Euro Open.
So, or Euro Open. So price, lot of people they miss the entry or banks miss their entry. So probably they just coming back in this area to again moving to the upside.
See, I don't want that to happen actually. I want it to just drop. I want it to do something like this.
Yeah,
This is
that
the
even
previous
that
day.
will be on better. You can hold that trade then.
Yeah,
afterward.
yeah. It was like it's got a little safety net there.
Yeah.
It's ready
Once
to
they
be
say
caught.
price able to break this thing, this low,
Yeah.
we are going to bleed. Then you don't have to worry about you maybe close some partial, but you can move
Yeah.
your stop loss Q and let the rest run to the downside.
Because I got a nice entry from up here. If it's coming down to this is often where it pulls back because there will be sellers taking breakout sells underneath that. But all she needs to do is just be caught. The loving hands down there. Price doesn't need to go too far down, just, people jumping into buys late. Now just put the pressure on. Momentum come in. Very good.
Yeah, just break this thing, then it will be easier.
Yeah. Oh, come on. If it gives 2 retests and then comes up again, take profit. Take some profit off the table. Come on. Just keep you open. Okay. I'm going to take it there. 50%. Don't like how it see how it in the same candle came down, came up, came down. That's the retest on a lower time frame. So I don't want to hold this to like a crazy amount when it does that. When it gets to these lows again, German 40 can do a breakout, do a very deep retest, and then push up. So if you got prime entry, there's no harm. That was over 2 to 1. Even if I didn't move my stop loss now, I'll come out ahead at least 1 to 1. Still going to look for that target though. If it's breaking past those hands, it could go ways down. But that monthly level's right there. I think that monthly level, liquidity is sitting above it. Correcting half of New York move. I think that's good enough. German's way easier than gold lately. Oh man, I had a most horrendous day though on German. Remind me guys, which day was it? It was not last week, it was the week before. That was just did my head in. The move happened later. I got it eventually, but man, I had to sit through because I was doing. No, it was previous week. You guys remember it, don't you? I think it was this day. It was either Wednesday. Yeah, it wasn't a nice moving. Yeah, it must have been. I can go back in my history and have a look. It was either no, it wasn't a Friday. I think it was pretty sure it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday the 19th, 2 weeks ago. This one. This was freaking awful. Took a idea was to take a sell from up here, but I got induced thinking that it was going to break. Took a sell, lost. Missed this one because it stopped me out literally to the pip. Then took a sell again. That one then I held it, and then eventually I closed for a small little loss when we got to the New York session. And then I was just really depressed, sitting here for 5 hours watching this crap. But most of the time German 40 is good. One of my favorites. Oh look, hit the 50% of that wick now. So now it's make or break. Make or break. 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 My MetaTrader's moving, but my MetaTrader was frozen. I can see TradingView was moving, but MetaTrader wasn't. It's got no business coming up here again. So stops at break even. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's two XFU respected an order block. On the 1 minute you're talking about? DEP on higher time frame. So the higher time frame was ways back here, January 13. That's what we're talking about with Terry at the start. Based on this rejection, and then had a bunch of points of interest here. Yeah. But this is just a typical price movement as well. So it's starting to look like, if we can break these lows, it's looking like what it did on Friday, which is exactly what I want. But you see, like, see the first candle of London gives a more accurate direction of where it's going. Like, unless it hits a monthly level, of course. These thicker black lines are my monthly levels. These thinner black lines, my points of interest. Or zones of interest, poisons always. But it's a German 40 is lovely. But order blocks, I'm not really sure about order blocks. Where's your order block? Is it from, like, can you give me a date and I'll go find it. See how it's not breaking the low? At the moment, we're making, still not out of the woods yet, because we're making higher lows. But the 30 minutes looking beautiful. So guys, if this 30 minute can push up, break this low, and start pushing down, then it's just looking like a big rejection from an area that was predetermined. If we can close below here in the 1 hour, oof, man, that sell-off is going to be amazing. Oh, my mum forgot to respond to her yesterday. My mother's crazy. She's, for her 70th, she's doing a 800-kilometer walk by herself. She's like, do you want to come? I'm like, nah. No, thank you. Broke her what? Her hip skiing. Ivan. Well, I'm running 72 pips in profit here from up these highs. Now we're at this area. We could get a bit more severe rejections, but at the moment, you know, it's looking good. Don't need to do anything. I was going to go to Goldilocks. Stuck at 82, man. It's in that 40 pip range. Yeah. Oh, come on. Drop. Let's go. Come on. Another push. If you haven't secured any, secure some. Don't let a good trade ruin your day. Alrighty. Yes, breaking that low. Just watch out for a little whipsaw here. Otherwise, clean candles to the left. There is this is structure though, as well. That is structure. So it's like a nut. If we can crack into that and close below this black line, it could be pullbacks, but if we can close below that black line, we should be able to push to the bottom. Come on. Find it difficult to close under here, huh? Only 2 likes on the stream. Guys, give it some love. There you go. You can see a little thumbs up. Thanks, Sarah. See it rise a little bit. Unless, what's the point? Cool. Thank you. So just want to see it drop, but if it starts to slow down, then I'm just going to be focusing on quality, not quantity. And we'll come back in New York, grab another one. Oh, in the in the link, Matteo, it was just the YouTube because it's streaming there. So it's basically where it's just nice because all the recordings are there now. So it's essentially it's my trade journal. So 83 pips up at the moment. If it can drop down, it'll be 110. 120. Good for a Tuesday morning. Plus with Aussie yen and Aussie US and US yen was first break even. But man, it's the best of both worlds. Haven't overtraded, taken one trade, but my robot took 3 trades. But it feels like I didn't take any emotional decisions on that one. Just set it going last night. Oh, good coffee's here. You cold in the room. Tornado. It's the kicker. The kicker's here. You can sleep more. You turn the heater. Is that cold in there? Go. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I might. I don't know. What do you guys want to look at? Should we just end it here, or just we'll look at gold for a bit? This is I don't really want to move my stop to break even. I'm going to secure some more here. Yeah, I'm going to secure some more and leave my stop loss where it is. So I'm going to have like 0.2 of position left. Just under 0.2.
Your time frame like a 4 hour.
4 hour, yeah.
4 hour is like a massive week out.
You're very muffled.
Oh, okay. Is it clear now?
No, sounds like something's covering it.
Just a second. Is it good or still low?
No, that's good. That's good now.
Okay, so now if the 4 hour is closing like this, then probably we will go into the downside.
Yeah.
So at the downside, I don't see any kind of liquidity yet because we can you go a little bit lower now? The bottom side. Yeah. Okay. So this is just a fake out. Then we will probably go even more downside.
Yeah.
Can I go to the daily again now? Now on daily, we have this candle, so probably at least price can tap into this area. Maybe today's candle close like a doji one or like a rejection from the upside.
Yeah.
And tomorrow candle again can just tap into this area to again start moving to the upside. So at least you got a nice entry. If the today's daily candle stay bearish, tomorrow your entry can reach into this area.
Yeah.
And probably at least you get more than 200 pips after that.
Yeah.
If price tapping into this area.
Yeah, I'd like to scale into this, but I know how. Well, I was talking earlier about how hard it can be to hold some of these sells because of the pullbacks. And New York session can just rip up so much more. So I'm going to hold my selling bias for this week, in fact.
If you go to the weekly, you will see that we have a liquidity at upside. This liquidity, this doji liquidity. So that's why
I think I've
price
got that marked.
wanted.
Yeah, I got that marked up there.
Yeah. So price wanted to take out that liquidity eventually. It's just this is just a weekly candle pullback
Yeah,
to again start moving to the upside.
yeah,
Let's see if price is just respecting this thing. Then if this weekly candle is closing bearish, we will again start moving to the downside. But if this weekly candle is closing like a small rejection but not able to go downside, then next weekly again start moving to the upside to
Mhm.
take out this at least this kind of this liquidity.
Yeah. I think there'll be more pushing for sure, especially if Powell comes out and is dovish. That'll just send us flying because this will follow US indices. But I want it to, like, what I'm thinking is like the target for today is my hands, where my hands are, down here. But then overall, I think we can correct this whole move. Whether it happens today, then it's kind of worst case scenario because my position, which is now just 0.2, will have been closed here, and then I'll find it a little bit difficult re-entering today on this pair because I'm done for German 40 today. But then later in the week, I'd like to see it sort of pushing down and try scale in to this position. So that's the idea. That's my idea for it. But it's looking good. This was a great entry. Stuck to my bias. Realized there would be buying opportunity based on the 1 hour candle. Let me just go to it. That very often we'll get a 1-to-1 move of this candle. And that could be your trade. Like that is, quite often. That could just be your quick 1-to-1 trade. You're done in 5 minutes. Then that's it. But German can keep on going, but you need to have everything lining up. The thing is, my bias was down, and then I can't take that trade. Mentally, I can't take a buy, win, and then straight into a sell. So I waited for my move, which was something I was waiting for, which was in my eyes, it was better to be patient here because I got a better move. And the bias is when you choose a pair like gold or you choose a pair like German 40, you've got that double-sided volatility. It doesn't matter if you've got a buying or selling bias. You can still take a trade either direction if your timing's good and you execute on it. So I don't mind people having different bias. There's no right or wrong answer. Buyers and sellers can both win in the market generally if you've got a good volatile pair. Now, if you don't set your bias or you don't execute and you just sort of don't wait for a setup and then entry, that's where you're going to feel confused in the market, and that sucks out that feeling, just not knowing where it's going or seeing stuff. And if you're new and you can't build that bias, if you're not disciplined with it, then part of doing that is just being able to be at the charts, be disciplined, and sit there, and then not take a trade. Because something will eventually, if you see moves after moves after moves, and you give it enough time, you're going to start seeing when trend has started that you don't need to even take the lows, like this sort of really scalp type of entry. Use your points of interest, have your key levels, have a trend, and when it's like closing back above a key level or something, and you just want to take like that part of the move and you're just giving it like a wide stop loss, that's okay. Experience, you'll be able to refine that entry. But you need to work out your direction based on your bias first. You need to have a bias, then wait for your setup, and then focus on your entry. People see bias and then enter without waiting for price to set up. So that's, I think, what I'm trying to do here more in the streams is just to talk about the thought processes. I'm not trying to change people's trading unless I feel like you're reckless, but trying to give, I'm here to support. Here to support, and people had a buying idea. I could see it working, and it did work. There was a trade here. Can't say that either direction was wrong. Both biases were correct. Now it's how you managed it, how you executed on it, that where we can try coach and work and refine things. You see me miss trades all the time, so there's no egos here. We're all, you know, supportive. People can hate on it if they want. It's up to them. We don't care, do we, actually? We don't
Okay, so by the way, if price is breaking this candle,
Yeah.
then we again start going to the downside.
Yeah. I mean, that's just that structure, you know, setting up.
Yeah.
Because we need a pullback, because look at the size of the candles. Getting a little bit smaller. We're starting to not as significantly create these lower highs, breaking these lows. There's going to be a pullback at some stage.
Mm-hmm. We already kind of broke the structure. Why price suddenly decided to break this previous swing? We all move to the upside, and eventually price just came back to take out this low. That means we broke the structure. So now any kind of pullback to again start moving to the downside.
Yeah. And German can be a bit of a, she can be volatile. So she could do these nasty pullbacks because it's selling. Selling's not as easy as buying. All right, let's switch to what's happening on gold. I'm not going to take any trade in gold to New York. Oh, look at this, just trash, man. Alrighty, well, I think I'm going to call it there. I've got, I'll come back and, yeah, my idea is just to hold this now. Hopefully we can just get these steady, if it's kind to us, it'll just be steady moves. If it gives us whipsaw, then that's the use for when volume runs out. Maybe we'll get a second little burst. But quality over quantity. So let's call it a day. Let's come back in New York, refreshed, refocused. Sound good? Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys later on. All right? Okay, ciao.